Good morning, everyone. I'm here at Goats with Horns Animal Sanctuary in Arizona. Here is Mr. Zeus and his best buddy Julio over here. I'm just popping in to say hello to everybody and give kind of an update. Last couple live streams were about our botulism outbreak, which was very scary, but thankfully it had a happy ending. If you missed it, we had a duck named Elvis come down with botulism, which is usually fatal, but he was able to recover thanks to very early intervention, round the clock care, detoxing, because it is a neurotoxin, as well as TLC, a special diet, etc. So now what I'm doing is I'm just grabbing some little bird food for Thelma and Pepper. They are our special needs chickens, and they hang out in the backyard during the daytime. At night, they sleep in a special coop, but they are out for the day. And I'm just gonna bring this over back to the bushes. They are this beautiful couple over here, Pepper the rooster and Thelma the hen. If you had ever missed us talking about them, they are actually married. We had a cute little wedding fundraiser celebration for them a few months back. And actually, I'm going to grab them a little piece of cold melon as well. Then we'll chat about business. Hi, Bunny. We are in the middle of a fundraiser called the Goat Games. We are partnered up with 17 animal sanctuaries. Well, I guess with 16, we're the 17th. We're partnered up with sanctuaries around the country as a fundraiser to raise funds. Hang on one second here. You're going to get a look at the fridge while I try to pry this open with two hands. There we go. Let's pop that bag open. So it's an online fundraiser. It's a competition to see who can raise the most money. So obviously everyone is a winner because all of the sanctuaries are deserving. If you feel inclined to send a donation to Team Gibby here at Goats with Horns, it is the last link in the description box, the donor charm link. We have been working the past couple days on a new chicken coop for our rooster named Stanley. So we got Stanley a couple years ago, and unfortunately he is an ultra protective rooster, which in the wild would be a wonderful thing because a rooster's job is to be very protective over his flock. However, it's not so good here when he views our other roosters as a threat. He also views humans as a threat. So he will attack anybody if he's out. And so he does live in a coop full time. He had a coop expansion done because we kept kind of holding out hope that, Stan is we're going to be able to tame him. We looked up all the tricks about how to, make your rooster more friendly, etc. And nothing, unfortunately, worked for us. So at first he was just living in this little house section, and then he had an other part built out here. But now, since it's been, a couple of years, we decided he needed a new upgrade. So that's what we're in the middle of doing here. It's going to have a door, so we'll be able to walk in to clean it. We're going to be putting a fresh layer of dirt down. If you didn't know, birds enjoy dust baths. It sounds counterintuitive, but the dust baths actually help keep them clean. It will kind of smother any mites or parasites on them and keeps them cool at the same time. Stan right now doesn't have that option because he's so close to the misters, which are just right outside running on this fence here, that it kind of always stays muddy. So with this expansion, he's going to have a whole lot more square footage. He'll keep this little house part for, when he wants to get away from the sun, or, that's where we'll put like his food. And also in the wintertime, when it does get cold, he'll have that kind of insulated area. But Now, as you can see, we have the frame built. We're going to need to put a predator-proof roofing on here because we do have hawks and owls in the area that love to try to prey on our chickens. So we don't have that much more to do. You guys have probably seen Talia on here before. She brought her friend yesterday who was very handy, and he's the one who's been doing most of the work, although Talia and I did our best to help. I don't know how much help we were, but every little bit adds up. So that's been an update. We also have a wonderful volunteer named Elizabeth, and she was concerned about Stan's, smallish coop, and it meant a lot to her and her parents. She's telling them about it. So they made a very generous donation so that we were able to purchase, all the wood and all the chicken wire and tools that we needed in order to build this, with even some money left over for things like chicken feed or, towards the ice bill. We had quite the ice bill for our, what are they called? The redneck ACs, the chicken ACs, those coolers right there. We've talked about those before, but basically you fill them with ice blocks and there's a fan on top, which there's 2 holes. So the fan will push air down in the cooler over the ice block, and then it'll pump out this cold air through here. So they're called, redneck chicken ACs. Unfortunately, you think if you go to the store or gas station or something, a bag of ice is usually, $2, $3, $4. But if just a regular bag of ice would melt so quickly, hi cutie, that we need to use the blocked ice. And for whatever reason, they have a huge markup. So just for these 2 coolers, it's like around $30 to $40, and this only lasts, a few hours. So we have kind of cut back on using them because we are out of the hottest part of the summer. Don't get me wrong, it's still 100, 105, things like that. But for quite a while, we were seeing 115, and we had 31 days in a row of 110 plus, which was extremely exhausting for the animals and the humans. It was everything we could do to keep girls like Millie and Pretzel and Poppy over there, keep everyone alive, as well as our turkeys. They are the most susceptible to the heat, let alone our, big animals, the goats and everything. Oh, Nala's looking at me. Nala, I'm going to let you out right now, okay? Let me just go I gave Zeus the pig some pumpkin. If you've tuned in before, you saw a few months ago, we thought that Zeus was going to need emergency surgery. He had some sort of a blockage, but it turns out, thankfully, he did not. He had a ileitis, basically it's similar to IBS. Hi, Chicolette. It's basically like an IBS for pigs. So his bowels were very irritated. And so now every once in a while, we had been giving him watered down apple juice to kind of help with digestion. But there is a lot of sugar, even, watered down. So we have now switched over to, I give him like half a can of pumpkin. And here is his bowl. As you can see, he licked it pretty clean, but I am going to give it a little rinse off over here in the hose. Oh, there he is. There's Zeusy squeezing between the cows. He's like, oh, hopefully they're not in a feisty mood. Sometimes these girls, you catch them in action, wrestling and acting kind of crazy, in which case I will be promptly exiting the field just because I don't want to accidentally get in the way of them. Oh, looks like I gave this bowl a rinse, but it looks like it didn't matter. It cracked. So that's okay. I will be just tossing that in the recycling and getting him a new little container for pumpkin. Let's walk around and say hi to everyone real quick. That was Norma Jean that just squeezed past. Oh, let me open this gate up for her all the way so she doesn't have to. Oh, there we go. She can clean up this little pile of hay that we raked up. Yeah, like I said, so that's what's been going on here. We have Elvis the duck is recovered. Here he is, back over in his stall. Mr. Elvis, who had botulism last week and gave us quite a scare. I gave him his little shower today. Now he's quacking with his frenemies. We say frenemies because it seems like they're friends and they want to be together, but as soon as we try to integrate these guys together, it was extremely dangerous, and they were at risk of killing each other. So we did have to keep them separate. So we may try again in the fall to reintroduce them to see if we can keep them all together. In the spring and summer, unfortunately, their hormones are just absolutely crazy. So we were advised by lots of people that absolutely do not do this, do not try this until at least the fall, because if they're acting the way that they were, they could easily kill one another. So that's why I call them frenemies, because they're half friends, half enemies. But yeah, oh, might be catching Gibby playing us a song. Gibby here likes to tap his horns. I don't know if it can pick up the sound, but he likes to tap his horns on things. We say he's like our little drummer, our little musician. Tap, tap, tap. His late sister Gabby used to do the same thing. She would just bang her horns on things. We think it's some type of a, some self-soothe, and also, it just feels good. Their horns are full of blood vessels and nerve endings. We are called Goats with Horns Animal Sanctuary, even though we have some animals without their horns, and obviously animals that are not goats. The reason that we are named Goats with Horns is to speak out against animal agriculture, since animals are dehorned in animal agriculture, and it's extremely painful, extremely cruel. They're not given any type of pain relief. And as I mentioned, it's not just like fingernails, like I previously thought before learning, educating myself more on goats and these animals. They are full of blood vessels and nerve endings. So not only do they have a lot of sensitivity in them, but they also help them cool themselves down. So in the summertime, when we're all, like I mentioned, with this heat wave and everything, we're all having a hard time keeping cool. We do notice that our poor friends that have been dehorned before they came here have even more of a hard time regulating their body temperature. So anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna head back out. I'll let Rapunzel out of her stall too. I'm just waiting right now. Casey and Talia are on their way back from Home Depot, picking up some more lumber, some plywood for part of the roofing for Stan's new coop. And yeah, other than that, we don't have a lot going on. So it's a good day, a good Sunday. Hope you all are having a good one too. Bye, girl. Bye, Norma. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. And like I mentioned, if you are interested in making a donation, you can donate as little as $1. Every little bit adds up to provide the best care for these guys. And it is the last link in the description box, and it goes on until through tonight, Eastern time. So thank you guys all so much, and I hope you have a great day.